What's poppin', T Subs and T Squad? Um, so listen, I'm here to give y'all love and some friends. This is episode 4, the private dates part 2. I know y'all are like, what's T? Why you not behind your green screen and all of that? Girl, I just ain't feel like it, and I'm gonna be real. Like, it even took me a lot to get on camera today. I don't know why. I'm just like not feeling it today. Not that anything's wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nobody did nothing to me. It's just one of them days. Just one of them days that a girl go through. But Markel is my brother. That's my friend. I love him to death. And I'm definitely going to continue doing this, especially now that I have the time to do it. So I'm going to get it done. Because that's just what us professionals do. Okay, hat, no hat, hat, no hat. Nah, I just wear the hat, shit. So Premier and Dennis, they go on their date, and their date consisted of the arcade, which was a lot of fun to me, and I was glad that they did something like that. So Premier asks, what artist would Dennis personality match with, and he says that he's a cross between Dame Dash and Farnsworth Bentley, honey. Premier says Dame is a boss, so he'll accept that, and hopefully Mr. Bentley means he has style because he was Diddy's stylist. Now, to let the streets tell it, Farnsworth Bentley won't dare to do nothing more but bust Diddy down at his every beck and call, and half of me believes that, but that's neither here nor there, and it has nothing to do with this review. So we just gonna let that rest where it's at, I guess. So Dennis says that his dating life has been horrid. He's 30 and he's never been in a relationship. He says that he's been in love one time and he was in love for 5 years. Now, Dennis, I'm a little confused. Now, do you mean you was in love once and you've been in love, which means you stayed in love, like on some Nikki Parker and Professor Ogilvy? Because she was in love with him for a whole 5 years before he decided to go on ahead and put a ring on it down to the 5th season, which was the final episode. So do you mean it like that? Or do you mean you've been in love, you've gotten with that person, and you was in love with that person for 5 years, but then something happened, and y'all are no longer together anymore? Because I was just a little confused by that statement. I mean, if you've never been in a relationship, I don't know. That kind of confused me just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I haven't seen nobody else's review yet. But it just confused me a little bit. Like, I looked at the TV like this. I don't know. So Premier says that he doesn't want kids, and Dennis says he felt the same way before that, but now that he's 30, he wants to have at least one kid. And I do feel like, as a human being, you know what? I take that back. I feel like, because even Premier said it himself. Premier says, listen, I'm feeling like this now, but I never know what the future's gonna hold. I might meet somebody that I really love and care for and cherish. We're together. We may get married and da-da-da. I might just want some little screaming badass, little greedy ass crumb snatchers running around and, cop blocking whenever I want to get bust down. I got to wait to put their little badasses to sleep, unless you're a real girl like me and, you just let them play while you go off and play. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, because this ain't about me. This is about Premier and Dennis, whom, by the way, I picked for Premier to be with. So I was here to see them have somewhat of a connection, have decent conversation, agreed to disagree, and they had a great time on their date, and I lived for that. Jamil and his date, David, was supposed to go bowling, maybe / do a little arcade type of thing, but David never shows up. So what David decides to do was basically send him a Dear John text that went sort of on the line like this. He won't be making the date. He met someone before they met, and he really wants to pursue the relationship with that person. He's sorry, and he wishes him the best. And then he calls Jeremy to come, and of course Jeremy came to save the day. Jamil, because I feel like me and you are cool enough to where I could tell you this and you not get offended. That boy ain't had nobody. He just didn't want to go on a date with you. That's how I honestly feel. I felt like David tried to cushion the blow as much as he possibly could by trying to make it seem as if, because my whole thing is, if he had somebody and he knew he had somebody and he knew that there was a relationship that he wanted to pursue, why the fuck would he waste everybody's time by getting on this show? I don't think that's what it was. I personally felt like either he really wanted to go out on a date with Premier, or he just not that into you. And that's no shade or no slight to you. Listen, we're not everybody's cup of tea. That's no slight to you. He probably was like, oh, I will go out on a date. Maybe he won't pick me, and I'll try my shot at Premier or Line D if, you know, he a dirty-ass whorebag like I am. But you know, to use the excuse that he was with somebody else or was talking to somebody else or had designs on somebody else, why the hell would you get up here? You didn't get paid to do it. So, you know, it confuses me. That's why I refuse to believe that. He just wasn't that into you. And that's again, that is no shade or no slight to you, Jamil. It's not. But I honestly think that that's just what it was, because y'all can miss me with the whole he found somebody else or he met somebody else or all of the rest of this stuff. I'm just not buying that. Moving on. Premier takes Dennis to one of his spots without cameras being around so he could pick his brain a little bit more. Yeah, you picked his brain and you also picked his backbone and his kidney and his diaphragm if you're really packing like you said you is, Premier, because that's really all that was, okay? You either bust that boy down, because Dennis do give me, he be putting his footprints on ceilings, or you just like, let me see what that mouth do. Let me ask you questions and you just speaking into this mic. And you know, if I like the answers that you giving me, I'm going to give you a surprise at the end. That's what that was. Like, Premier, look, Premier, okay? Say what you mean and mean what you say. That's all that was. Okay? You ain't fooling us, child. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more to give you. Next week is the finale. So we're going to see whether he picks Jeremy or whether he picks Dennis or whether he chooses or whether both of them choose to find somebody else to go on a date with. And I can't wait to find out who their picks are going to be. Shout out for the commercial, by the way. I saw the commercial again. Shout out to Markel for that. That really means a lot to not only myself, but everybody else on the Just Us League. But y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more to give you. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about last night's episode. And I'm just about to go back in here and, you know, figure out why I'm in such a damn funk. And I'm going to hit y'all back up later. Bye.
That's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system. It's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business.